welcome to another exciting edition of Explore Richland. I'm your host, Mark Ingham. Now, when we came up with the idea for this program, this is the type of exploring I had in mind. Out in nature, on the water, enjoying one of the beautiful amenities that make Richland such a great place to live. Now, in many cases, these amenities are not here by accident. It takes the hard work of dedicated volunteers, and that's certainly the case with the Taptail Water Trail. Now, I'm pleased to talk to one of those volunteers. Dirk Peterson is the Vice President of the Taptail Greenway Association. Dirk, thanks so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for inviting me out here.
Well, yeah, you bet. Now, I want to start off the program by learning more about the organization you are involved with. What is the Taptail Greenway Association, and what is your mission?
Well, we are an all-volunteer nonprofit that was founded in 1995 with a mission to promote conservation, education, and recreation along the lower Yakima River. One of our initial and still ongoing projects is establishing a hiking, biking, and equestrian trail along the lower Yakima River from Bateman Island up to Benton City. We also help maintain the trails within Chamna and Amon Creek Natural Preserves and in W.E. Johnson Park.
Wow. Now, one of the exciting trail projects the Greenway recently completed is the one that we're exploring today, the Taptail Water Trail. So how was the idea for this trail born?
Well, the seed was planted through interactions with the Washington Water Trails Association, and that was involved with the creation of the Northwest Discovery Water Trail along the Snake and Columbia Rivers as part of the Lewis and Clark Bicentennial Celebration. And we realized that creating a water trail along the lower Yakima River would be a natural complement to the land-based trail we were already working on.
Now, that's great, Dirk. And you know, the river trail is unique in that the trail was already here, right? The Yakima River. So what work did you all need to complete to make the Taptail Water Trail?
Well, the launch sites along the water trail are located on property that are under the jurisdiction of various entities. So our initial effort was to approach and start working with a group of key partner organizations. This included the Army Corps of Engineers, Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife, Benton County, and the cities of Richland, West Richland, and Benton City.
Okay.
From there, we got a generous grant from REI that funded the work to create, print, and install maps and signs along the water trail. Since then, we have also printed and distributed over 2,000 Taptail Water Trail brochures.
Oh, wow, that's great. And now, Dirk, what makes the Yakima River, what makes a trip down the Yakima River so special? You know, kind of describe the sights and the sounds you experience along the way.
Well, let me start by describing the water trail itself.
Okay.
The water trail from Benton City to Bateman Island is 31 miles long with 10 well-dispersed launch sites. These include 3 paved launch sites, 3 Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife launch sites that require a Discover Pass to use, and 4 more primitive access sites.
Okay.
The trail can roughly be divided into 3 sections. On the upper section from Benton City to Horn Rapids Park, you're heading north, and once leaving Benton City, you're surrounded by open space and parkland.
Oh, wow.
I should mention that immediately below the Horn Rapids boat launch, there's a portage around the Wannawish Dam. The middle section of the river from Snively Road to Hyde Road has the most twists and turns. In this section, you're mostly traveling along a suburban environment and is the best area for bird watching and fall colors. The lower section from Hyde Road to Y Park has the slowest water. This is particularly true below the Dupertail launch, as this section of the river is influenced by the McNary impound on the Columbia River.
Wow.
Pelicans are particularly plentiful along the Yakima, and it's not unusual to spot great blue herons and egrets. And it's also not uncommon to see deer and occasionally coyote along the trail.
Wow, that's amazing. And yeah, since we've been on the river, I've seen quite a few fish jumping out, which is you know, exciting to see. And I believe those are carp, right?
Right. But in addition to carp, there are still salmon runs that go up the Yakima.
Okay. Cool. Now, Dirk, I know the Yakima River is your passion and your group's passion, so no offense, but sometimes I feel like the Yakima River is kind of the forgotten river in town. I mean, the mighty Columbia kind of gets all the praise. So I was just hoping you could kind of compare the Columbia and the Yakima rivers for us.
Well, the Yakima is narrow, shallow, and more intimate.
Mm-hmm.
You get closer to the surroundings and wildlife with far fewer motorized boats.
Mm-hmm.
It twists and turns in ways you won't encounter on the Columbia.
Oh, wow.
So in paddling a few mile stretch of the Yakima, you could be heading north, south, east, and west all in the same journey.
Oh, wow.
And during that journey, you can encounter natural, agricultural, suburban, and urban environments.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's great. And now, another thing I wanted to ask you, just kind of personally, you know, your group, the Greenway Association, and you in general, you guys put a lot of hard work on weekends, just during the day, you know, maintaining, building these trails, a lot of effort. And then, you know, just the general public comes out and uses them. I was wondering, what enjoyment do you get out of maybe seeing people using the trails you guys work so hard on?
Well, every year we put on a couple paddle events along the Tap-Tail Water Trail.
Mm-hmm.
And this past June, we paddled from Benton City to Horn Rapids Park with over 40 participants. So it's always really rewarding to put on an event with that much participation, and especially to meet people that are either new to the area or new to paddling on the Yakima.
Wow.
And we have an upcoming event on August 18th where we will paddle from Hyde Road down here to Y Park. And you can visit the Tap-Tail Greenway Facebook page for event details.
Well, that's great. Well, Dirk, thank you so much for coming on the program and talking with us about the Greenway Association and the Tap-Tail Water Trail. Of course, if you would like more information on the Greenway or the trail, you can visit them at the webpage at the link below. And of course, if you want any information on anything City of Richland related, we strongly encourage you to visit the City of Richland's webpage, which is also listed at the link below. And don't forget, if you're a social media type person, we are where you are. You can find us on all the popular social media platforms. Find the City of Richland on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Well, I'm Mark Ingham. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Explore Richland. Now, Dirk, let's go see if we can find ourselves a coyote.